there's some days where I was like, I don't even really have to worry about how I'm going to get there. These guys have got it. You know?
Wait, let's talk about it.
Navigation.
Back to the systems. Firstly, operating the
Metro system.
The metro system. How did you girls find it?
I thought I did wonderfully. I was the queen
amazing.
of navigation.
Yeah,
I got us from A to B every time. I was on point.
Welcome back to season 3 of Mnm Talks. It's your girl Malunga.
And it's your girl Mwila. You already know what it is, the Everyday People podcast.
Make sure you like, share, comment and subscribe.
Okay, let's get into it.
Alrighty.
We are back.
It's season 3.
It is.
How does it feel? Season 3.
It feels very, very, very blessed to be here. I'm feeling very blessed to be here.
Yeah.
And I'm excited.
Yeah.
Excited for 3 reasons.
3, okay.
1. It's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day.
2. We
I'm
have...
like the suspense.
We have had a good journey that I'm loving for us to talk about today.
Yeah, we're going to get into that for sure.
And 3, we have a special guest in the room with us.
Yes, we do. We have Nadesh with us.
Hello.
Our reoccurring guest.
Yes.
But something that you guys might not know is that Nadesh is the OG.
She is an OG member.
We have the power of 3, the OG member of Mnm.
Mm-hmm.
So the N, I have, stands for...
Nadesh.
So yeah, it actually originally started with us 3.
Yeah.
And what I love is that even though there's so much changes that happen for us personally, our friendship is so important. And I love the premise of Mnm Talks, like just even when I was thinking of the vision for it, I just wanted it to be something that meant that people can come, chill, chat at whatever stage of life. And the Everyday People podcast is something that just means, it celebrates the everyday people. And I love that. I love that we can chill, we can be ourselves. And it's so nice to have you. You are such a gem.
Yeah.
And you always drop them bits of wisdom.
She does.
Yeah.
She comes with the golden gems, guys.
Definitely. In moments of crisis, you're there. You're definitely there.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And it's good to be back.
Okay.
I want to just get into the tea, into the nits and the grits. But before we do, we know we've got our ick of the week. Come on, we already know the segment is the starting. I want to know what your icks are for this week.
Is it me?
Do you know what? I think you should go first.
Bless us.
Yes,
Bless us
you
with
go
your
first.
ick.
Okay, do you know what? I have one,
Yeah.
But people are going to hate me. People are going to... Okay.
I'm
even have to whisper
anticipating.
it.
Okay. I'm anticipating. God, for the kids in the back, let them know.
Like all white parties.
Oh.
I don't think it's that cute.
Oh. It's not even just the dress code situation. It doesn't look
but
cute.
But you lot know how I feel about wearing white, though.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
it's
you don't know
true.
I'm sorry. Don't hate me.
What about all white parties?
I just don't like the white.
Ah.
Yeah. I don't like the white.
Oh, that is a controversial one. I'm not gonna lie, but it's good to have a different opinion. What is what is it?
You don't want to feel angelic?
No, it's not that.
You're not.
It
Pure?
sometimes.
I'm joking.
It could just sometimes look a bit tacky.
Oh,
a bit tacky.
Tack.
Who are you trying to come?
No one.
I'm in all whites today.
Wheeler, you look wonderful.
Wow.
No,
I actually
but
Wheeler.
What is my colour?
But we spoke about this in New York.
It's true.
How you've made me like it more.
Yeah.
You've made me come around with it. But I don't know. Ever since I was young, I just never liked wearing white. Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I know you would look so nice in white as well.
I don't agree.
You don't. You did say this. You did say that you don't feel like it would suit you.
I
It
don't think
doesn't
it
suit
suits
you when
me.
you wear it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
It's my least favorite color to wear.
Yeah.
So like,
Okay.
it's more. It's like I love it for other people. And to be fair, when people have a party and like everyone's got that kind of uniform, it is lovely. It's cute. But I think for me, it's just like if I get invited to like an all white party, knowing I have to wear all white, I'm like, oh no,
Yeah.
what
Least
do I
favorite.
do?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what? I think because I thought you were gonna go on the side of like being told to wear a color for something.
Oh,
That can be like, it's not the worst, but it's sometimes like if you don't have the color, you're like,
it's more work, innit?
You have to go out and buy it, and you got to do all of that.
It's a bit of a worry sometimes, but it's not too much of a worry. But you think I've only started to have more white things in my wardrobe this time round. I never used to have as much white, but I think like if I was like now, I think I'll be fine. But if I was invited like a few years ago to an all white party, it would just feel like, yo, I've got to really find all white to wear. I think all white on men, like I don't like white jeans on men. To be fair, so I could see.
I think that's what's coming to mind.
Is that what's
like,
coming
those
to mind?
kinda like...
Yeah. When you said Taki, I was thinking, fair. I'll give you that one. I'll give you
fair,
that one.
though, but then that being said, actually, it can be done really wonderfully as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
Actually, I remember like, you know, like you said, the spiritual side of it when you see those
like
kind
angelic,
of like
yeah.
the long white kind of gowns and stuff like that. It can be done, but that's not an all white party. That's like an all white kind of gathering. It's different.
It's different. It's true.
I think it's different, but I think when it's women, we menstruate, all them kind of things. There,
Yeah.
it's too much to ask for me. You're
Yeah.
asking for too much.
Yeah, too much.
I ain't wearing the
much.
colours.
Like any other color, but white.
But-
like, I don't know.
I would have to agree as well.
Really?
Not
I feel safe.
Yeah. You're like, since when?
They're not gonna cover me.
Since when? I think with the white, I don't mind it, but it's not my favourite colour. It's not. I prefer black for sure.
Same.
Oh.
Have you ever really seen me wear white like that?
I don't think I've ever seen you wear
Have
white.
you ever
Yeah,
seen
not
me wear white?
you
Yeah.
don't, right?
Yeah, like
It's true.
I've got little bits and pieces, but it's just so unforgiving, and then it can get messy, and also like
That's true. Can be getting messy. It's unforgiving colour. It's an
washing
unforgiving
white.
colour.
You've got to be really precious about it.
Someone
Really?
was
Tell me about
complaining
the-
about like they were washing white and then it kept going.
Me.
Someone,
Yeah.
It was me, love, for sure.
When it comes to the whites and the washing, I won't say who, but like you can't mix the washing up with the whites because then it ends up being like off white.
Cream, yeah.
And off white is so irritating to me because I remember like when I buy something fresh white, I love it. Then when it goes in the wash and it's might have something slipped in that wash and it can be like one thing turns everything like terrible.
Yeah.
White absorbs all the colour.
It's looking grey.
Yeah,
It's looking...
and the off-white can sometimes feel, especially in socks, and even with like my trainers. Oh my gosh, if my trainers my trainers now, I'm not even gonna show you that. But like, yeah, it's. I need new trainers because
Do
I
you
feel
put
like
them in the washing machine?
haven't
Surely not.
I
The
have put
trainers
my
don't
trainers
go-
in
When I was
I
a
put my trainers in the
child,
washing
that's what we
machine.
used to
Yeah,
do. When I was a
yeah,
child,
you
that's
put
what
them
we
in
used
like
to
a
do,
washing bag and then you put them in the machine. Yeah, but it didn't work. Like it's supposed to make them fresh and clean.
But it doesn't
It
work.
didn't with these New Balances. Someone please let us know in the comments. How do you wash them?
How do we
I heard
maintain...
about the toothpaste trick. Have you heard
I
about
tried the toothpaste.
toothpaste?
I tried the what is it called? What is that? The thing that you put in when you're making okra.
Oh,
I'm giving real African.
Oh, is it like a herb?
No, it's like a powder, white powder. It's baking soda.
Oh, baking
Baking soda.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course, baking
soda.
Baking soda. I
Oh,
tried
you
with a
put
baking
baking soda.
soda as well.
Toothbrush.
The lemon.
Yeah.
It didn't work. I said,
Yeah.
why is it still looking greyish? And I was like, when I bought them, was it this? And it wasn't. It was definitely white.
Yeah.
I was just like, nah, I don't know. I need to buy a new pair because
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a lot to maintain.
It is.
That's why I can't be asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mila
But white
does it
sheets are
well,
nice, though.
Because when we were in, of course.
Yeah,
white,
yeah.
like, it's not white as a colour. It's just white
like
on
wearing.
me.
Yeah, you don't.
And
like
all
wearing
white
it.
parties. So if you're
Yeah.
inviting
White.
Nadesh to a party,
Don't make sure it's not all white.
yeah, because she ain't coming.
She's gonna send that little message. Oh, sorry, I can't make it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to
It's
go
like you
and
guys know me
represent.
too well.
Yeah. Like she ain't coming. So just to make sure there's some, the dress code and dress colours are mixed up a little.
Yeah.
Give some people an option.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
What about you?
For me, you know what? Yeah, these damn trains. The trains.
Oh yeah.
The
They
systems.
irritate me. The systems. They're so annoying, bro. Like, I feel like, do you know what? No. Retract. It's not even the trains. I don't like the fact. Okay, there's two things. I've got two icks. So I'm being selfish today. I'm going for two.
Go for it. It's been a while since we've really.
It's been a minute. So
Yeah.
I need to talk. So the trains, I didn't realize Barnes, people who live on all the way up to come into Barnes Bridge, Putney, whatever,
Them
Clapham,
areas there,
all the stations, all of them.
Yeah.
Just, can you operate on a more efficient basis? Because the
Yeah.
underground is where it's at, like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
There's no like
There's
underground
no
tunnel
like,
this way, is
there's
there?
no, yeah, that's true. But I like the frequency of our trains. Like, you know they're coming. You know, you can, even if it was a 5 minute wait, I don't mind. I know they're a different system. They're outdoors. It's a bigger train. You can't have so many trains running down the line.
Yeah.
But you can, 30 minutes, half an hour.
That was a bit mad
yeah.
still.
What is
That was
this?
a bit, yeah.
But it is, and it's not even a Sunday.
Well, I was
you
going
know?
to say, though, I feel like it might be a weekend thing because obviously I work kind of closest area, but farther out. And it's not every half an hour thing. Like, it's,
Really?
But there's various trains that I can get to me to where I'm going.
Okay,
Yeah.
Probably
cool,
like
cool,
maybe
cool,
every
cool.
10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's like the weekend where
It slows
Maybe
down
it
a
slows
bit.
down service.
Yeah.
Do you think people ain't got things to do? We've got
Do you
things
know what
to
I
do.
But you know what? Our train lines, I realise our train lines are not 24-hour like that. The only
Tubes.
Victoria line.
Mine's
and
24 hours, Central Line.
Central line, Victoria line,
Don't
Central
get it
line,
twisted,
and the
don't come for
Jubilee,
my Central
Jubilee
line.
line. 3 lines.
Yep.
What about Northern?
I don't think. Oh, the Northern line might
But
be.
you know what? They made it, and then when COVID happened, they stopped it, and they never did it
Yeah,
again.
but
Oh,
ours,
yes.
for the Northern Line.
I think for most of the lines.
No, it's back up and running. sweetie,
Northern.
yeah.
Oh, but
Yeah.
Northern.
Northern, I
did
don't
I
know
do
about
the Central
Northern,
line?
but yeah, I've been on it late
I don't know about the other ones, but my
line is
I've been on it late at night, bro.
That red line.
Just,
Fair enough.
But those lines need to be running. All of them, they need to be
Yeah,
24 hours.
defo.
Give people some jobs to work at night. The
But
night
where are we
shifts.
going? Okay, true. I was
Yeah,
about to say,
where
we
we
going?
going?
Like
Where we
3 in the
coming back
Where we coming
from?
back?
But
Like,
people would
I'm
then
in
have
bed.
places to come to.
Fair,
Then
fair.
venues need to start opening up at 3 a.m. in the morning
Yeah,
too.
yeah. They need to
I
take
need
a
to go
leaf
to get,
out of
New
York.
New York, it's
yeah,
true,
they
it's
need
true,
to take
it's
a leaf
true.
out of their book.
The first night in New York, everything was closed early.
No, this is true. Yes,
Where
we
we
went
went.
down the road. We came in, and it was bright skies, nice. We left the
Yeah,
hotel,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
was dark.
Yeah.
and a new place.
It's true.
Things were closed.
I felt like they were exaggerating when they say it's a city that don't sleep because they were sleeping. There
Yeah,
were times when the
100%.
city was sleeping.
Okay, so context.
I think
Context.
I think it depends. Yeah.
So for the guys
Wait,
that are
finish
listening,
your-
yeah,
your ick.
I'll
Oh,
come
yeah.
back to the ick,
Oh,
the
sorry,
second
yeah.
one. But for the guys that are listening, when we went to New York,
Yeah.
the first day we got to the hotel. It was like 7.
It was late-ish, yeah. I
was
can't
like
remember what
7,
time
8.
it was though. What
It was
time
late, but it was
Yeah,
around
it was around like 8.
Yeah.
It was like 7,
Yeah,
8, but
yeah.
it wasn't too late where we
Yeah.
thought we couldn't go out around our local area and find
Yeah.
something to eat. So we dropped off our bags. I think we got ready, went to eat, and it was dark outside, which is fair, but it was literally no street light. I felt like was there a street light? There was street light. There was.
I'm thinking, where was she? You acting like we could not see.
Oh my
we were lost
God.
in the darkness.
It took me a minute.
Yeah, I'm like, no street lights.
What?
We just didn't.
What kind of
Long
dark
story
age?
short, we didn't know where we were, where we were going, and
It
yeah,
felt-
Use our
it
phone.
felt-
I had
it felt like there were no street lights.
I felt there was
definitely.
rustling. It was scary.
Yeah, you
at
thought,
first, but then
like-
I got a bit more comfortable. But I was just
Yeah.
like, where are we going? And then all the shops shut. But there were little
Yeah.
tuck things like.
But I guess it was a Monday.
it was a
it was a
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
Monday. But the
And-
second, go on.
But when you land in a new country, you just finding your bearings, innit?
It's true.
So we were a bit overwhelmed. We were tired.
Yeah.
It was
travels.
dark, and we're like,
Yeah.
it wasn't what we expected when we first arrived.
No.
You
Yeah.
know, so that was another.
That
thing.
was another shock for
Yeah.
us. But we'll get into that.
But
Yeah.
So there was a couple of things thrown our way. and
Yeah.
we had to balance it. We had
It's
to,
true.
we had to do a bit of juggling, you
It's
know.
true. We did. We
Yeah.
adapted
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
well.
Adapted
We
very
very
well.
well. We
Yeah.
were New
No
Yorkers.
street lights in
Look
New
at
York.
us. We're New Yorkers.
Yeah, we got our New York teas today.
And then my second ick was, sorry to digress back to the icks, is
Yeah.
I've even forgotten what my ick was. It was the trains. Oh, and do you know what? It's not really an ick, but it's just like, yesterday, was it yesterday or the other day? Did you guys see on the news that Microsoft shut down? Did you see this? Chaos.
I did not.
I don't
didn't
really.
see?
I
I
don't really
did.
watch
I
the
didn't
news.
even mean either.
So basically, you
should
guys
know this.
You
but
guys, if you know, you know, yeah. Everything was shut down, as in GP surgeries, airports, Microsoft, everything that runs on Microsoft, they were like in a disarray, basically.
Oh, okay.
Everything was locked off.
Wow.
And
That's scary.
It was scary because people couldn't get on the flights because obviously they can't get the systems to check them in, all of that stuff.
Oh, so
it was like a delay of delays of everything. I don't know how my job was still running, but they were somehow.
This didn't affect me at work. What day was
There was
it?
so many memes where
they
they were
had
like,
to be running.
how did it was? I think it must have been a Thursday.
I was working on Thursday. I
Yeah.
was working from home. I was definitely working
Yeah,
on Thursday.
There's so many memes where there was like, how
I was working from home, but I had a lap. I was
Well,
online.
my line manager.
I was working. I'm sure. I should have known about this crisis. But it was. So my ick is just the fact that like
Systems.
It's the fact that systems we have to operate on.
We're so dependent.
We're so dependent on systems.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if the station was not running today, or if the how will we run?
So
I
that
guess
relates
gotta
to the
fly,
first,
we gotta fly.
ick, the systems of the train system.
It's
and
true. It's how
You've been
systems
irritated by the
run.
system.
The system has been irritating.
That's why
me.
you have to create your own.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
I love that you guys are like, yeah.
Come on, create yours.
Yeah.
Go on. What
Okay,
about
so
you? What's your
my
situation?
ick,
What's your ick?
my ick is this, I went into TK Maxx.
Oh,
My favourite shop. We love it. We love it. I know.
And
Oh,
she said no.
no.
TK.
I went into TK Maxx and I wanted to get a bit of shapewear, because as a woman, your body changes, stuff like that. And sometimes you just want to, especially if you're wearing like a really tight dress or something like that, just want to, tuck it in a bit,
And TK Maxx do a bit of shapewear,
A little like,
So I was in search of that. I found a little pack of three bits. And I was like, okay, I think I'm going to get this. I looked at the size and I was like, one of the little, when you're sometimes trying to work things out, because we were talking about this as well, like online, you might get something and it comes to you and you're like, this is not the length or the size that I thought, it doesn't fit, right? But I couldn't really try it on because it's shapewear and it's like I would have to, I'd have to open it. I had to buy it.
So it was in a package.
Yeah, it was kind of.
But even if it's not, you have to buy them,
so
don't you?
you
can't- I don't
bought
think
it
you're allowed
and then
to-
took it home and then opened it and then.
No, so what I did is when I waited in the line, I was thinking, how am I going to do this? When I got to the till, firstly, I was like, I need to see how much this comes to. Because I always get carried away, especially in TK Maxx,
I love TK Maxx.
I
don't know if we still love it after this story. Let's hear.
I don't love TK Maxx, but I'll come back to that.
You don't.
It's my least favourite.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for what I said about all white.
I know. Like, she's really coming for us now.
I'm sorry. I'll let you know why.
Yeah, so I waited in the line, and then it was one of the last items, but I was also thinking, how much is this going to come to? So I was deciding if I'm going to get it anyways, because I'd already overspent. And then I was looking, I was like, I said to the lady, I'm not really sure if I should get this. I'm not really sure about the size, if it's going to fit, but I can't try it on, can I? She was like, oh, no, you can't try it on. You're going to have to buy it, but you can always refund.
Can you?
That is weird because...
Shapewear?
I don't
because
believe
it's
that.
like, they're
not
like
true.
knickers. They're kind of like knickers.
She's lying, 100%. She's
So
lying.
I'm
Because
gonna
if you bring that back to the store and
They're
try
gonna
to refund
say
it, they're going
no.
to tell you no.
Yeah, they will.
That's
it
what I
didn't
think.
make sense to me because
It
it's
don't
like,
make
if I
sense.
can't try it on...
What TK Maxx was this? If you...
Ilford.
Ooh.
Don't come for my Ilford.
Just be careful. The shapewear might have been worn.
Oh my gosh!
All I'm saying
don't buy
is-
shapewear in Ilford. Imagine.
All I'm saying, if it was TK Maxx Lewisham, they wouldn't have lied
have
to
an
you.
issue,
They
yeah.
wouldn't have lied to you like that.
To do the end.
They don't
That's
lie to
in
you
the end.
in-
She said it's
in-
not the
in
TK
Lewisham.
Maxx, it's the area.
It's the area,
It's
no.
the-
Well,
it's
no,
the-
back
it's
me
the-
up because you're Southeast too.
I am Southeast, but I'm not TK.
Yeah, you're not TK. You're not TK Maxx.
Fair
to the
enough,
max.
fair enough.
But
Wow,
literally,
I'm on
so
my own.
I'm sorry.
It didn't make sense to me. So anyways, I just said to her, I'm going to get it. It's fine. I'm going to get it and I'll try it on. And then I realised, so I bought the items.
Yes.
Then I realised I could just try it on in the changing room. So I got it. And instead of going home and then having to come back and all of that. So I got it.
And the
I
same
took the
lady's there.
risk.
You are the one.
I need to know. I really want to hear this.
Yeah. So then I decided, okay, cool. I bought the items, went to the changing room. I need to try this on.
Yeah.
But wait, before then, yeah, I said to the lady, because of the size, I'm not really sure if it's going to fit. She said, what size is it? I was like, it's a small, because you want to go for something that's really going to suck you in.
But you don't want it to
Yeah.
also be
too small.
Yes.
So she looked and she was like, oh, no, you're not small. I was like,
this woman was
this is my
She was like, this is how you're moving.
She was like, no, she's not, you're not small, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I know I got a bit of meat in it, but like I was thinking to myself, you know, why not? This should be fine, because I looked at the material.
Yeah.
And then she was like, I thought she was going to say medium, because I'll get that as well.
Yeah.
But then she's like, I'm medium. So
why is she sizing herself up
she
next
looked
to
at herself
you?
and she was like, I'm medium. And she looked at the item and she's like, you would be large. You're large. Maybe extra large. You're large. I said, wait, I'm not. I was like, hey.
How can you tell me?
Yeah,
And
the thing is,
also, like, not that there's anything wrong with being large, but it's the way she's sizing herself up next to you and telling you what you are. No.
I was just a bit shocked.
No.
I was like, sis.
It's the madness that she's trying to give you, and you're here.
She's
with
trying
the
to tell
small
you.
realization and stuff, and she's trying to give you large.
Yeah,
nah,
she's trying to.
large would have been too big as well. 100%.
But then she was just like telling me, she's like, yeah, you definitely. She looked at herself. She looked at me. She looked at the item.
Wow.
She said, yeah, you're definitely. I
She
thought
was
gonna
using
go for
herself
medium.
as a measuring
She was like,
tape at this point.
And like, mind you, yeah, I had some. I think what I was wearing as well had some big baggy pants and like a flowy top.
Okay.
But sis, come on.
Yeah.
So anyways, I tried the item on. It was fine. It was absolutely fine.
And this was a small.
I went with the small.
You should have gone
waist.
the small fits.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my ick, because it was just a bit like.
Imagine if you had gone to her and gone with her advice and gone and picked up the large, you would have wasted money.
Definitely.
Sometimes it's good to know yourself.
You
know yourself.
You know
sometimes.
yourself.
Yeah.
And I think with women's clothing as well, like there's some things I've literally got like every size in my wardrobe, because it depends on the material.
Yeah.
So you just have to judge for yourself. I felt the material. I knew there was a bit of a stretch to it, but I also knew that like I wanted to.
That's you know what you
Suck
wanted
me
to
in
do.
and shapewear. Come on.
Yeah.
So it was fine in the end, and luckily I didn't have to refund. Not that they would have allowed me, and that was my ick. But we sorted it out.
No, that's an ick for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the lady was giving me her
Definitely an ick.
advice on top of it too.
Definitely, yeah. You
fair
should have
enough.
walked out there in that shapewear, walked past her.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I should have had the ass hanging
Yeah,
out and
the
everything.
ass hanging
Like,
out.
just put the shapewear on and walk around Ilford and.
Who's the large
But
now?
that was cheeky. But that was cheeky. That was
Yeah.
so cheeky.
That is
But
very
actually, segue. Can we slide into New York?
Slide in.
They're large and they're extra large.
Yeah.
Food wise.
Oh,
Oh, it was fine.
it was large.
But
People-
it's massive. Though.
No.
Come on.
it was.
Everyone
Remember
before I went to
the
America-
Starbucks I got that drink.
That was really.
that was
those
a-
are some big drinks.
That was a
Yeah.
large drink.
Those are some big
Okay, so
Okay.
we didn't go to
Starbucks.
places. We didn't go to places
yeah.
where we didn't go to like the McDonald's. we didn't even
because
step into
the-
McDonald's. That's
I love
just so
that
crazy.
for us. I love that for
Yeah.
us. I love
Yeah.
that for us.
Yeah.
But some context, guys. So we had a girls' trip
We did
to
New
York. And we are back from our trip,
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
holiday, our girls'
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah.
And we just want to share with you all the adventures we had
Yeah.
and just what we
joy.
experienced, the
Yeah.
joy.
Share the joy
Yeah.
that we
Honestly.
Yeah, it was
experienced.
such.
Yeah.
I mean, firstly, like, okay, in one word, quick fire round. Just to sum it up, New York for you was like, what
I
was
already know your words.
mine was oh my gosh, actually this is really hard. Adventurous. I'll say adventurous.
Is that your words?
Yeah, New York was adventurous.
That's not her word. What was the word you were using in New York for
That was
everything?
your word, Muila.
No,
Yes.
oh no,
Both
no.
of you, you got this. You
No,
two got
but
the same word.
I was besotted.
Besotted.
But that's a
Besotted.
different.
Okay,
Yeah, I
that's
was
true, that's
besotted
true,
when
that's
it
true,
came
true,
to
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything about New York.
Yeah, I would say it was tantalizing.
Tantalizing.
Yeah,
Okay,
Adventurous are making my words sound dry. Okay, adventurous.
It's not dry. What was it?
Yeah,
Go
it
on,
was-
go
I
on.
was gonna say joyful, like
Joyful.
Yeah,
Joyful's good. Joyful's a good word. Like,
Yeah.
it was it was actually, and I feel like it was us being there, being adventurous. Like, it was adventurous actually. We were like tourists, like really exploring, like genuinely exploring, and like being open to everything, talking to people, and
Being
just
in
our
our
dynamic.
element.
Like we really just shared such a beautiful moment. It was like, I felt like, this
is it.
I knew it was going to be good. When we hit the airport, I said, this is going to be a good trip. When that lady let us go, Malunga got this little deal thing, like with the lady at the airport. She made a little connection. She made a little connection. We got past the queue, jumped the queue.
Even coming back, we got Mwila on our flight.
Oh my God.
A whole free flight.
Hold up.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? It's true. And imagine.
But like, honestly, I think, why New York? So Nadej, why New York?
New York, because, initially I was kind of just like exploring, like about, I was thinking about kind of different places to in the world that I might like to live. And I was kind of like making connections with people on New York. It wasn't like a big, like, thought out thing, but I was just like, like, I've made connections with people in New York. I'd love to go and like meet them. I met none of them, but it was more just being drawn to that through kind of exploring like different, thinking about like where my future might be and stuff like that. And then obviously the girls came. Yeah. So that's why New York.
Oh, what about for you? What was why New York to you?
I would say I've always had this American dream. And it's big. It's exciting, and especially as a young Black creative, the opportunities there for creatives, especially as a woman too, are different. To here in the UK, and I really wanted to explore that. I didn't explore that as much as I thought I would, because I was just having a good time. But definitely. I didn't want to make the trip about work or trying to network, or I didn't want to force anything. And for me, it was just really important to see a different environment and see how they do things there. How do people express themselves creatively? So New York was a given, because I've wanted to go for the longest time. I've wanted to go to the States. And actually, my mum, she had a choice, because my granddad was a diplomat, and they travelled quite a bit, but my mum had a choice to settle.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she had a choice between like the UK or New York. The States.
So you could have been a New York
So
babes.
I could have been I could have been American. But I'm glad she chose the UK. I'm going to get back to that. But I am glad she chose the UK. Because, I met you guys as well, you know, and I'm happy with how things are here. But it was everything and more.
Yes.
It really, really, it exceeded
the expectation. It's true.
Because I think you mentioned, like, when we came, you were like, you knew it was going to be good, but like, I don't think we knew it was going to be that good.
It's true. No, you're right.
Like,
it's true.
what made it so good, because it wasn't like a typical, I don't know, girls trip where you're just like necking down the bottles. And,
it wasn't that.
But
it was such a surprise in many ways. But New York for me, because it's definitely been a dream of mine to go to the States. So it was a given. What about you?
So do you know what? Why New York? For me, it wasn't really, I almost didn't make the trip.
I know.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I had to be convinced. I wouldn't have made the trip. I literally, to the last minute almost, I almost didn't make this trip. And it's so crazy, because I've missed New York so many times, the opportunity to go. My mum had travelled there years ago. And I was so excited. When I was young, I was so excited about New York. New York was where it was at. America was where everyone wanted to be American. You know? And I thought, wow, I want to go to this place. And as I was getting older, I think in uni we had an opportunity to go to New York, shout out to Beverly. That was, my teacher who promised us New York. Never happened.
Beverly, why are you going to do
that? I love how you're like, shout out though still. For the effort.
She tried. She showed us some dreams. The girls, the people in my, in my class, they know. But it's cool. It's all right. We moved.
Is it really all right?
I made it in the right time.
2024.
It's true. And it's almost like, I don't want to say like New York chose me, but like I felt like it came at a time where it was like, even if I had gone those times, maybe it wouldn't have been the right time. Maybe it was like a blessing in disguise that I'd missed that. But like, I feel like it was the right time. And it was like, with you guys, it was like the perfect situation. And it was like, I think getting there, being there, like how you said, like it exceeded our expectation, just bonding with you guys as well and finding like our sisterhood. It was really special for me. And I think that's why it was the trip that it was, because it was almost like us in New York. That's what it really boiled down to. The place now for me, I think, is like, it's always going to be a space. When I think of New York, I think of so much joy, so much like I don't have any bad thing to think about with New York in regards to the experience that we had. And I know there's obviously issues in every place that you travel to, but I think being there made me realize that it should be New York in many times, in many ways, like going back I wouldn't even think, not to go back, do you know? But yeah, like it was more like, why not, why not go with you guys? And I'm so happy that I ended up choosing to come in the end.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, it really just, it really was like, it felt like...
It was meant to be.
It was,
yeah.
It really was, yeah.
And also, you were so wrapped up in work.
I was.
So busy with work, but you get that burnout sometimes where it's just like, okay, I'm working, but what for as well?
It's true.
Let me enjoy the hard work I put in and take a break,
Yeah.
Yeah. And you needed that for sure. So I'm glad that you just said, listen, I'm doing it and I'm doing it for me, because it was so, like, what I really loved is seeing you guys in your element. I feel like I saw a new side.
Same with you.
Yeah, let's see, what new side do we feel like we saw of each other? I'm gonna do Nadej.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I thought we'd do all of each other.
I feel like I have to think
both
more.
of you
Actually,
guys.
I feel like I'll go last because
Okay.
Have a little.
So I'll go. I think
You go first.
I'll go first. I'll go with you, then I'll go with Nadej.
Flow with it.
I feel like with you, definitely, I felt like, I know you're like a people person, and I know like you're such like loving and giving in that way, but seeing you in that element as well, like abroad, just seeing how like you interact with people and shine, and it's like, it was like new, but it wasn't so new that it's like surprisingly new, but it was new because it was like, I don't think I've seen you to that extent of it. Do you see what I mean? Where it was like, you were just so like, it made me more open, your openness. And that's what I think was like something that I saw different in that space. Like I felt like the joy that was coming from you, it was just like, I don't know, like it was just like you were living in your like vibration a lot, definitely throughout.
Yeah, my confidence was just
the confidence.
expanding.
Yeah. Like even just talking to people, starting up conversations, and it was almost like not networking, but like just connecting. Like your area of like being able to connect with people. I noticed it in the airport with the girl. I don't even know if you remember when you're talking about your bag. So her bag got context. We're in the airport. We're going through security. My girl's bag had to be double checked.
Wait, whose bag had to get?
But Lucas' bag
had to this.
I think yours had to as well.
Wait, mine on the way. Oh, I remember now.
On the way in, on the way. Yours,
Mine both times, on the way there and on the way back.
Oh, yes, true. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I had water in my bag.
Oh yeah,
so silly. A whole bottle. They were like, really?
I can't say what was in my bag.
Oh, I was about to say.
Wait, I can't. I'm trying to.
But yeah,
so she had something in her bag. Yeah. It wasn't even suspicious. I don't know what I can't say. But yeah. And then she just, oh my God. And I was just like, it was like a funny. And then like, because I was behind you, so I was like waiting for my bag and stuff. And usually when I travel, I'm very like, I think I'm very British, and like I'm traveling. It's me, it's my bag. I'm not talking. I'm not looking at people. I'm just focused on where I'm going, what I'm doing. I look up. I'm no longer talking to the woman. She's talking to another person. It was like a crowd was like around you. But I loved it because it made me realize, oh my gosh. This is like, like it actually made me look up, honestly. And it really made me, it was like a good analogy of like who you were being on the trip. And that's what I felt like I surprised. It was what was the question?
Yeah, like something new,
that was new,
surprising that we kind of learn about each other.
And then from the Dej, I feel like the Dej she's giving shy sometimes, or she was not shy or reserved.
She was not
shy.
I'm gonna jump into this one as well. I'm gonna
I loved it. Like
you
honestly,
kept dancing as well.
Is this my time or your time?
Oh, sorry. It's your time, but I had to put that in there.
Go. Yeah,
you know, tag team it.
It's true. Yeah, we tagged it. It's true.
She was dancing everywhere.
And it really brought out the dance. That's what I was actually gonna say. Like the dancing. Like when I think of like what was it's surprise is like, yes, this was a surprise actually for me.
Yeah.
It's the dancing is like the joy, like you've said, like it was a joyful trip. And I think it was like even just coming out of yourself to be like, what I think of is like Brooklyn Bridge. And we were doing our dance, and we were doing
Harry,
go Harry, go Harry.
Yeah.
And we were doing different parts of the
Yeah, we're all doing. Go Harry, go.
Who's next?
Yeah,
that was
It was so. We did. So I don't know if you guys know about the go. Yeah, we were doing that everywhere in New York, and it was just. If we have a clip, we might even put it in there. We don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna show you our footage for sure.
But and then seeing you go on the floor, I said the Dej. The Dej is on the floor, and I just loved it. Like you just
floor work.
Floor work. I didn't know you had to sing you.
100%.
It was like so beautiful because it was just like so much like you were just so in your element and in your like even when you were striding the street, you were like giving like. I've arrived.
Oh, wow.
I'm here.
I didn't know that.
I was looking at her. That's my girl.
I agree.
She is moving.
Yeah, your confidence as well.
Yeah.
It was seeing you in a whole different just way.
Yeah.
And your capacity was just, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Just the energy was off the chart, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pure vibes.
Pure vibes.
Pure vibes in this.
Pure vibes in the city.
In the city.
In New York City.
What about you, Farah?
So, okay, so Mwila, I would definitely say, like, I saw a more extroverted side, because how you were saying about Malunga, I saw that in you as well. So I saw, like, you were just more, like, free. And then, obviously, you're the one that coined that term, you know, led by spirit.
It's true.
But that's really what I saw. Like, you were just so led by spirit, and you were just free-flowing in the way you were, like, talking to people and making connections with people. Yeah. And I think that's what made the trip so great, is just the kind of, like, community that we build, because of the energy that you guys led with, you know? So I would say that kind of, like, expansive, there was something expansive about you, and that's probably the surprise for me, for Mwila. Yeah.
No, I honestly did feel like being there, like, it did, that connection, like what you said about, like, us connecting with people. We'll get to it, but that was
like remember that conversation with Luciano? That was great when we were in Times Square, and what were we talking about? That was your question. What was the question? What does connection mean to you?
Was
it your question, Malunga, or was it Mwila's question?
Sounds like something I would say. I'm not gonna lie.
Mwila had this whole analogy.
Oh yeah, it's true.
I can't even remember what
about the towers.
Oh yeah.
I feel like we must have been high.
Because we were high.
I remember actually.
But answer sound like a high answer.
Your analogy went out the window for me, because I was like, "What's she?"
It did. It was.
She was talking about
I was rocking with it.
and...
I was rocking with it. I was just supporting my girl. But Luciani, if you're watching this, like, just whatever you said.
Understood. He connected. He knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But I love that, even though we were going deep. He met us there.
Yeah, he did.
He took it even deeper.
He did.
So that's an example of how people are. Like, there was so much that he was sharing and telling us about who we are as well.
So just for everyone, everyone knows, Luciani is a bartender in, I can't remember what the
venue
bar was, but we were in Times Square and we just needed some food and we just went in.
Do you know what? We wanted air. That's what we wanted.
We
didn't even know it was
a heat wave. We didn't even talk about that. When we were in New York, it was a heat wave. So we needed a break from the hot air.
Yes.
So we went to this bar for some refreshments, alcoholic.
Alcoholic
refreshments. And some good conversation with Luciani.
That was sweet.
It was so sweet. Yeah.
There's so many details, layers to the trip. So for Malunga, I would say actually, what you were saying, I agree with, but I feel like you're that girl in London too.
It's true.
I feel like you are that girl in London. Like I remember when we came from my book club event, and then you made all these friends on the tube. Do you remember? We saw that actor.
I've seen you do that in the tube.
That's true.
We saw that actor.
We saw the one in How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah, on the tube.
I can't remember who he plays. But we know.
You told me his name. I can't remember.
The one that died.
I don't watch it. I don't know.
The one, the mixed race one.
Yeah.
The mixed race one.
And he was Harry Potter as an extra.
Yeah, not in real life, I hope.
No.
Don't tell me I haven't finished How to Get Away. I'm joking. But I haven't finished it, but it's fine. Also, it's been out for ages, so it's my L. It's my L. It's just, you're just like the one who died. It's so That's how you remember him. So he's been.
Oh my gosh, he's been
Harry Potter. I know which
the light skin one. The one, the main. He's kind of the main one. He starts the show.
Yeah, and him and Viola Davis have this like daughter and son vibe, but they're not.
Yeah, they're not. She's the she knew his mum, and she knew why his mum died or something, and that's why he got into the uni. Or something.
It's him.
So she's the one that she chose him as the special person to be in the her person. So she was kind of looking out for him.
For him in some way. Yeah. So it's him that we saw on the train.
So we were on the tube, on that central line, actually, on the central line. And we saw him, and then we saw that other guy who was studying, like, he was a lawyer, actually. And then she made another friend. And then we made that other friend. I think he was also St. Lucian.
Oh, yeah,
that guy, So I feel like, Malunga is definitely that girl.
I remember things like that. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, maybe like in New York, it was like 2.0, but I definitely think, I think this, maybe it's the side, not surprise me, but it's the side to you I saw a bit more of is just your caring nature. I don't think I've really appreciated that before New York. And I think I think more, I kind of understood the way you give, I think a little bit more that I didn't quite understand, because we had this conversation about like love languages and the way that you give might not be the way the other person receives and stuff like that. So I think I understood a little bit more of that in New York. So
I love that.
Yeah.
That is so sweet. Yeah.
Hey, you didn't do me.
Oh, did we not do Mila?
You didn't do me. She did me.
I did Mila.
Yeah,
did you?
You forgot me.
You haven't done.
Oh, I haven't done you.
Just
Sorry.
like you.
How can you? How dare you?
It's all lies now. Look, she has to
Look how long she's taking out, shaking.
Do you know what? With Mila, there's a lot. That's why
joking,
there's a lot.
joking.
There's a lot. Firstly, we can argue,
I know,
in the cutest way.
That's
not like
actually,
a
do you know
full-on
what?
argument.
Yeah, that's actually something. Go on, you go.
But not a full-on.
Yeah.
But like we're both quite fiery.
Yeah.
But it was funny because we were sharing the bed.
Yeah.
And so we were all in one room, guys.
Yeah.
And the other day, someone was like to me, "Why were you all in one room, man? What happened to the action? You're not going to get any action. You're all in one room." I was like, "Listen,
We weren't there for action.
it was a girls' trip.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a few things that we might spill here and there, but I'm glad we shared the room for sure.
Yeah, me too.
But one time, we were sleeping, and then I got up.
Wait,
So I know what she's gonna say. That's why I'm laughing.
With the water.
Yeah. So before we went to bed, I was like, did I say, oh, let's not make too much noise? Like, let's not.
Say something like,
I was giving a warning.
Make sure that everyone's like quiet. Be mindful. Of each other.
Be mindful. But
she said this before. No, she said that way before. I think. Yeah,
I was
saying something about on the way there or something. I can't remember when it was, but you said something about that. Yeah,
I was basically saying like when we were coming back, let's we're so tired, but let's kind of essentially just be mindful of the noise and stuff. I can't remember what I was saying.
It was shade to me, that's why I remembered it.
It was shade to her, apparently.
No,
but then, something happened in the middle of the night where I usually go to the toilet in the middle of the night quite a bit sometimes. But I think as I was going to the toilet, I dropped the water. I dropped something or I was a bit loud.
I was tired,
and
I was
then
sleeping.
Mila was like, what the hell?
Oh,
she goes,
that's the story I got. That's not the story that I heard. The water. You wanted to cover me or something.
You were putting the water in her mouth.
Oh, what are you putting in my mouth?
Why have we got 3 different stories, guys? Why have we got 3 different stories?
Our memories are bad.
No.
You wanted to do something, or you wanted to cover me.
No, that's another time. That's another time.
When you wanted to cover me.
No, I'm talking about the time where I was getting up, I dropped the water.
Okay.
And then
so
you said,
I see.
It's more than one occasion, clearly.
I said, what the hell?
But then you said, what the hell? And you told us not to be making too much noise. And then we laughed about it.
It was so much funny.
It was
so
funny. You had to experience it.
It was hilarious because we did have the one argument that was never resolved.
Which one? Let's bring it back up.
It was. And she's gonna 100% say I was going to walk on the street without looking at the cars.
Oh.
It was never resolved.
Wait, I don't remember.
So we were out. We went to that.
Like, where was I?
My memory is so bad, guys.
So we were out. We went to that club in.
When we were in Williams,
Bushwick,
the lot 45 or something.
Yeah. And we were looking for the Uber at this point.
Yeah,
the night was done, and then I think the first Uber had cancelled or whatever. So I was like on the phone trying to figure out.
Oh yeah, you were a bit stressed.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out because I didn't want this one to cancel as well.
Yeah,
so I was trying to figure out where he was. So I'm looking at my phone down, but I looked up before. So I had gone into the road. However, where I was standing, there was a car on the left of me and the car on the right of me as well. Yeah. So I'm in between parked cars. So I know there's no way a car's going to hit me from where I'm standing. So I stood in the road in between the parked cars, looked up. Before I could even look up or whatever, move. Malunga came protective. It was in this way. It was a good light. But she was like, don't move. Oh, no.
I didn't say don't move. I just said, Mila, like, step back.
Do you know what's funny yet?
She was like, step back.
Wheeler did the same thing to me, but we'll talk about this second.
We are all
funny. That's how you know I'm a rebel, because I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Because she was so dramatic.
It was funny.
I gave the same amount of dramatic.
Yeah, that one was raw. That was a raw. Do you know what I mean?
And I knew, I'm always aware when it comes to questions. I'm always aware, so I knew it.
But the thing that was the argument about it is because I told her you told me you were aware. I said, okay, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
I told you I was aware. She said, no, you weren't. I saw you were going to get run over.
So I think you're like, calm down.
Yeah.
But I love that, like, it's not even... Argument's a strong word, but I think
it wasn't an argument.
We all no, because I said that first. Like, it wasn't even. I like that we can have like these little moments or these tiffs where there's a bit of a misunderstanding or miscommunication on something.
It's very sisterly in that way.
But it really gave me more sister energy and more sister vibes.
But that's the thing about, I suppose, like New York and stuff like that. I think that for me is something I'm relearning, and I think I'm relearning through you guys, because the way I grew up, that wasn't safe. Like, those kind of misunderstandings, for me personally, cost me my place in the family. So it's that's why it was so healing for me. But it was a learning for me as well, because I just I don't know how to like do that, you know?
And that oh my gosh, that actually touches me so much. And I don't even want to get emotional. Calm down. But it's interesting who comes into your life and why and for what purpose. And people assume family dynamics. People assume that people come from this kind of background or have experienced this, but friendships and sisterhood especially,
Yeah.
it's so important.
Yeah.
And friendships can get, disregarded sometimes because they're just there. And for some people, they might not have those friendships. But one thing I can say is that fostering that and nurturing friendships is so important because they know who you are. Like before you become a wife, I don't know, or before you become a mom or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You see each other in so many different lights, and there's nothing. What I love about friendships is there's nothing attached to it specifically. Like, it's not like with family you're born into that situation. Do you know what I mean? And with friendships, you do choose it, but at the same time, I think they also choose you. And there's something definitely that was healing for me on the trip as well.
That's good.
Because we're all go on.
No, I was gonna just add on to what you were saying in the sense of like, it's also like the adapting of like knowing each other through so many areas of like our growth and our life, but then also being able to adapt in that as well. Like I feel like with families sometimes they can have or they can have a set focus of that idea of that person, and then that's that person forever, and it's like no, actually,
and sometimes as well, like sometimes it's actually inherited. Like in my case, like sometimes it's just like if this aunt had issues with your mum, and then your mum's not around, and then they project their feelings about yours. So you don't, before you're even born, like you don't even stand that much of a chance. Do you know what I mean? So there's layers to it with the family.
So you think if they had an issue with one of like your mum or your dad or whatever,
so true.
That is taken out on the child.
I think not necessarily like
realizing.
but I think there are like if you exhibit traits that are similar, they might, do you know what I mean, make assumptions. In some cases, some children, weren't, like in my case, weren't actually meant to be born. So there's that. There's so many like layers to it, So I think anyway, not to go negative, but like I think for me it was just super like learning that and healing, I would say, in that way. And I think also to add to that, it's also like the beauty of like also seeing like the not so good parts of your friends, and also being like, I see that and I still work with it and accept that too. Because I was definitely moody. I was definitely, when I wasn't getting food, I was definitely I was moody.
Don't play in the dish when she's hangry
and when she's tired. She's like, she was down with us though. You did that as well in many ways where you were like, I remember we were supposed to be going home.
And then
we ended up going to another place.
Oh, you guys, man. Oh.
I felt like we hoodwinked.
I suffered that.
So we went to this rooftop, guys. Yeah.
We got home at like 3-4 in the morning.
And we promised the day. We said, oh, yeah, we're going to go, we're going to go home after and stuff. So, because she was sleeping.
I wake up, we're in freaking Bushwick or the Bronx. Where were we, Harlem?
We were somewhere. We
get driven by babes. And we were just like, we were kind of making not negotiations, but we were just trying to figure out what's the plan.
What's the plan?
While she was sleeping, we were like, let's go to, and then all of a sudden the judge was like, what's happening? Like, where are we going?
Yeah.
And she stood by us. She didn't go. Because I know if it was me, I definitely would have complained. I would have been complaining a bit more, but but
I think that was my learning, like when you've been alone since you were 16 years old, being flexible. I think that was my kind of the thing I learned, where I'm so used to kind of being like, well, I'm out.
Yeah, and you had a good time.
I mean, you were
tired.
There was one time I had to go down low, and then I wobbled when I came back up.
But you were still going down low for the person that was sleeping 2 minutes.
I struggled to catch
But I actually really love that. It's so nice to hear, because you can unlearn certain things about yourself. That's what I'm hearing, and then you can relearn certain things, and different relationships at different points in your life, whether it's friendship, through a partner, or whatever, they can restore certain things that might have been, you might always have that scar a little bit, but then it restores it in some way and gives you a new view of that, a new perspective, because like we're not always going to be perfect. We're not always going to get on but that's besides the point. Ultimately, when you care and you love you love someone, you have love for someone, that remains. That remains. And I think when we got into those little like
what the hell
discussions, you know,
little tiffs
here and there.
Yeah, it wasn't
I
big
feel
at
like
all. Yeah,
but
because I feel that's what ruins. You know, when people say, "Oh, girls' trips." That's what I think the ruin comes because it's like they don't come over.
They don't know how to manage the conflict.
That's true. That's true.
And I think we were so easy. It was almost like it didn't even
a
feel.
Thing.
Yeah,
a thing. Yeah.
Like we can laugh at it because it was almost almost instantly we could laugh at how hilarious it was. It was just such a mess.
Yeah. And also, I think we get over things quite quickly in some way.
It's true.
Yeah, because I know some people that might hold on to things a little bit longer, but I feel like with us, one thing I can definitely say is that I know hands down I can't go away with everyone and have this experience. Facts.
It's
no
facts.
shade.
It's
but
facts. It's facts.
Our dynamic as a three but just going away with you girls. Soul sisters. 100%. I remember telling my sisters, I'm going away with Mila and Nadesh. They're like, you're gonna have a good time. It's like everyone because we've got a similar energy. We're different. But even those moments where we were like, oh no, I want to do this or maybe I'll do this. It's because we're quite similar too. Like we are used to being protective in some ways, or me and you especially as well. Like in terms of, I've lived on my own from when I was 18. So in moments where it might be like it comes across as controlling or overprotective, that's just me being like, oh no, like. But we all did that for each other in different ways. But I think the synergy and just it was effortless.
Yeah, it really was.
Ultimately, like. Tiff's where? Like, ultimately, it was more like, okay, I'm hangry, or no, we're meant to go this way, not that way. Or, okay, let's make up on the bed.
No shade, Wheeler.
Well, I didn't know names. I forgot that this way, that way is true. But then I did say we shared the bed, but I didn't know names. I know. But that was funny because then Wheeler was like, being a hypocrite, because you're doing your makeup on the bed.
Every day this girl was doing makeup on the bed. She was like, no makeup on the bed, guys.
No makeup.
My girl's makeup was on the bed every day. And she was like, except for mine.
No, when them white sheets here had that foundation and everything, I said, no, this is too messy.
But what did I say about the all-white girl?
That's
how we started the podcast.
It's true. And you know what?
That's what splits up the friendship.
It's true. It's true, man. This all-white thing. I wanted to keep it there, the all-white. But then the ladies, the hotel was good in keeping things.
No, we're not. We had to ask them for toilet paper.
It's true. We had to.
They were okay. They tried.
They were all right.
They were just, they did all right. It wasn't terrible.
We had a couple riders in the hotel. We had Manuel.
Oh,
Shout out
she's
Manuel.
true.
Yeah.
We had,
You're listening.
what was his name? The other guy that was there when we came in late.
And I was like,
don't judge us. We're coming in late.
I'm not naming no names.
We're not naming no names.
Just in case. No. A few shout-outs for sure, but I can't remember.
I'm just remembering the first time when we got there and we were just like, this person doesn't want to be at work. I wasn't even saying them. Yeah, I wasn't even going to say the same.
She kept the same energy the whole week. It's fine.
She did. She grew to warm to us, but she was not happy about being at work at all. She wasn't even bad, you know. Now that I think about it, she was just straight.
I think she was just straight to the point.
Straight to the point. Yeah.
But everyone was. As a whole, everyone was so friendly. I mean, the sun was out every day.
Yeah.
The sun was out. It was a heat wave.
I have a question.
It was Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
It was.
Juneteenth. What was that?
Yeah, what was that for you?
We can talk about the woman that we met when we were at Coney Island.
Oh,
Coney Island was a great day, but we met. I think one of you guys should talk about what the lady.
I don't even remember her name.
But we met an elderly lady when we were at
to this restaurant,
Caribbean restaurant.
You remember the
What's
name?
the name
what
of the Caribbean restaurant?
You remembered it the other day.
Coney Island.
Something.
Footsteps.
That's the one. Yeah. Footsteps in Coney Island. Guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, out of 10, I'm gonna give the restaurant itself, the food.
Yeah, let's start rating this food.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I know it's a bit.
Okay.
It's
not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's fine.
My expectation was all the way up. I'm not gonna lie.
Because everyone was
talking about it like it was.
And we waited.
We waited an hour for this food because it was the best food. We literally waited for a whole party to start and finish.
Yeah,
basically.
graduation.
Yeah. Well, not start and finish, but yeah. But this lady that Nadежda was talking about she was just, when we got there, like everyone was just really open and like really giving. Because even getting to Coney Islands, it was like a kind of adventure.
Like the way it was just like this person said this, and then those two guys
go to another Caribbean restaurant.
They were like, go to Coney Island. Yeah. Go to Coney Island.
So we were like, okay, let's go to Coney Island. So we ended up there. And we went to the beach and it was nice.
Coney Island was great.
It was a lovely day. Yeah. Went to the fun fair. Then we said, let's get to
it was so much.
The toilets though in the, the Ferris wheel. You guys didn't go, and I don't want that for you, PTSD. But yeah, anyway.
Oh no. Yeah. Definitely don't go in the toilets, but if you go to islands, but it was interesting. Like, and I think like just meeting that lady, she was just she had this, I don't know, presence. Like, when you meet someone and you think like this motherly kind of, I don't even want to give her a mother, but like just kind of like she has a wholeness to her where you feel like if I felt lost, I felt like this lady can take care of me, or I can go to her for advice.
And she was dropping gems. Because remember, she said the whole thing about how she was like working in the bank.
Yeah.
And then, was it like she realized she doesn't want to... Or there was some kind
9/11.
9/11 happened.
9/11.
And then she was like, what am I doing this for?
Yeah.
And why am I doing all this work to make this person like rich kind of thing?
Yeah.
And then she kind of reevaluated what she wanted to do. And now she does a lot of healing work. I think she makes like beads for
like the elderly, and then she like,
and then she explained to us like what Juneteenth like meant and how it came about, and she was saying how
the history
initially, like when people who were enslaved were made free, they didn't tell them, so they couldn't act upon their freedom. So I think Juneteenth is a day to kind of commemorate when they actually found out for real that they were free, from what I remember from what she said. So we were out there for Juneteenth, but we met that lovely lady,
and she gave us
and so many other, like, just being a part of the Black community out in New York was amazing. It was different in some ways, but then at the same time I could see there's Black spaces and communities here in the UK too, but you have to make sure you have to, if that's what you're looking for, do your research around that too. But I just loved being in that scene in New York because people were so expressive. When we went to the film event that you found, Black Film Space, it's called. I think even
shout
that.
out Reggie.
Hey.
I sent him the podcast episode.
And Sean as well.
And Sean, let's not forget about Sean.
Telling us about Little Italy and Sweet Chicks, and we had. The dinner with Reggie and Sean was so sweet.
It was so much fun.
I was talking about the food. Sorry, I was thinking about the food. But them too, they were great company.
But the fact that was...
She was like, the food was... Oh, when you said the food, I said yes.
But I love that it became this random dinner and we met...
Yeah, it was unplanned.
We met some, we've made some new friends too. But it was like our last meal of before...
that was the day before we left.
We left. And I'm not going to lie, I was really tired that day, but... just sharing that space and like having that energy with like them and like connecting with like so many of the like one thing that I felt like about like when you were saying about them being like a lot of African Americans like being so expressive is I felt like they're also like connected, like there's a unity there.
So do you know what I clocked, and this is the thing, because you were saying like we have these Black space in UK as well, but I just think over there there's an element of like legacy because they've been there for so long. So I feel like the way, like I would say we were in Brooklyn. I don't know about the whole of New York, but that is like a borough of like R&B. We're going to the metro station. We're in Prospect Park. Hearing like TLC, no scrubs. Remember when we were was it in Williamsburg after the club? Where was it? Malunga tried to stop you from crossing the road, and then you tried to stop me. But remember those guys like on the instruments, and they were playing all the Fantasy When I See You and all those songs and stuff. Like R&B is ingrained in the culture over there. And they have a sense of like, even though they've been through a lot, like they have a sense of pride in where they've come from and the journey that they've been on as Black Americans. And Prospect Park, like that Juneteenth day party was so joyful. The double dutch, the outfits
as well.
Oh my God, our big bro Alex. He was our security guard. Another person that we just randomly met. We were asking for directions.
We literally forced them to join us.
Yeah,
Definitely. But
He
we were
did.
staying, but Brooklyn is also massive because we were staying in Little China of Brooklyn.
Yes, we were.
So when we
in Sunset
arrived,
Park.
when we arrived, so the segregation, that's one thing I will say is very real.
Yeah.
You know, there is those divides, I would say,
Yeah.
in terms of like, Little China is Little China, Little Italy is Little Italy, Little Caribbean is Little Caribbean, you know.
Apparently they don't call it that, but
like
but
Flatbush.
we know, yeah.
So we, you know, the segregation is real in that sense, but I think being in those spaces where you're around your people and you feel comfortable, you feel safe, and you get to learn different things is important. But also, like, being in Little China was really cool. Like, I was so attached to where we were staying in the end. When we first arrived, I was like, whoa. Like, where are we kind of thing?
True.
And it was a shock to all of us. But I think that's just because we weren't expecting that. And,
at all.
you know,
What
we
was it
picked
that
our
guy
hotel,
said?
good price. Huh?
Remember the guy we met at the
British
first
guy.
night? Was he British?
He was
Yeah.
from
he
the
was.
UK. He was
Wearing
from,
the
like,
ass crack of Brooklyn or
He said,
something like that.
we're
Or
in the
New
ass
York.
crack.
He was just like, we were in
But then
Kingston
as
compared
time-
to like the
Right.
distance wise, was like we're so far away
Yeah.
from like where everything's happening.
Yeah.
But
apparently,
then, like, as time went on, I saw that comment a bit differently.
But,
but-
it's true. Yeah.
But he could tell that we were definitely out of our comforts.
yeah.
Like, as in, we didn't know where we were
Deer in
going.
headlights,
But so but Brooklyn is big. And one thing I will say is that I definitely want to go back to explore more of Brooklyn, more of the States.
Yes, me too.
Because there's so much that we also didn't do in some ways. Like, there's so much that we did.
We didn't meet up with so many people that we said we promised to meet up with, but we just didn't.
We didn't have time. We were booked
didn't.
and busy.
And then we were meeting new people every
Every
day.
day,
Every
and then we're making
hour.
promises to them. And then at one point, I think we all decided, like, just mentally, we were like, we'll just, you know,
We have to learn,
we'll
like, when
connect.
if you go away by yourself, it's different, innit? But when you're going away with three of you, you have to kind of like bear in mind like the needs of the group that kind of comes first.
Yeah.
And then when we obviously when we did meet up with people, it's like, okay, we come as a three-legged
Three.
dog.
Yeah.
We come as a
Oh,
three.
yeah.
So
When we went on a date, we go
met up
as a three. Oh, did I say date?
Yes, you did say that.
I did say date.
Yes.
How did we find the peeps out there? The
men.
men, the women, the people.
They were all. I felt like
People
everyone
are
was like-
beautiful.
yes.
Beautiful.
Yes, and I feel like, do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. There's the mesmerization of the accent. So a lot of people think that the accent's quite like corny. I hear that a lot.
I love
what the British
Ameri-
accent?
No, the American accent. They feel like it's corny, like especially like I hear that a lot online and stuff. But I actually really like the
I
American
like
accent.
it as well. I
It's-
didn't think I did when I was growing up, but when I was before, but I do like it.
Yeah, it's very like smooth.
It's smooth.
Yeah,
It makes
it's
you
smooth.
feel
a type of way.
yeah.
She's been transported there now.
Besotted?
She's
Besotted. Besotted is the right word.
the word.
Besotted is the correct
Okay,
word.
okay.
But yeah, it was good. We met one of our UK babes out there.
Yeah,
who was
we're not gonna
putting us
name
on the
names.
floor.
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry,
And
I've been
name
terrible for
names.
naming names.
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's fine. But
name
like,
drop it.
Yeah.
we don't know. Imagine we went on a date
yeah.
and they're like, I got a whole wife and child.
No, I'm not talking about a date. I'm talking about friends.
Oh, our friend
genuine
that we
friends.
met, the girl that we met in
girl.
Prospect
Oh,
Park.
I didn't mean
I
this
was-
one.
Yes, you
Yes,
did.
you did.
But I
I
went to
don't-
her event just yesterday, just the other day, just this week.
Wow.
Oh, I thought you was talking about wow. Oh, you're talking about the person we met from the UK.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you
shout
guys
out.
talking about?
We're talking about what's her name again?
Louisiana.
Louise.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
we made
But
friends.
you, I don't know, you forgot.
I got confused.
Oh,
I
oh,
didn't
the
know
way I
went
was
to her
describing
event.
it. Yeah.
Oh,
she went to
fun.
her. Yeah.
Is
She
that
went
the
to
event you went? This networking one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun. Oh, okay,
yeah.
fair.
I didn't know either. She didn't invite us.
Yeah.
It's all right.
She went with her sister, no? She went with a sis.
I did. But yeah, back to what we were saying.
Yeah.
this week.
No shade. But yeah. But yeah, like even like when she was putting us on and saying like, you know, when she travels and stuff and like just how like the guys are. And we were like, and I deeped it when she was describing them. I was just like, you know what? You're right. They appreciate us. They appreciate black women. I feel like no shade to black men in the UK. Black men in the UK appreciate black women, hands down.
In
However,
their way.
in their own way, yes, it's true. But okay, these are not my comments. These are
Sometime-ish.
But they also can be a little bit, you know, spoiled and very I feel like they just don't really acknowledge as much as who we are and what we bring all the time, you know? And I think that when we were out there, maybe it's also, you know how I was saying about the accent gives like it's smooth. They also kind of find our accent kind of interest. It's different, it's new. So it's like easier somehow for us to kind of like interject and connect and talk to people. And we're also exploring. When we're here, I'm not exploring. I know the place, you know. So I'm not going, new people, new place. I'm thinking, let me just go about my business. But at the same time, I feel like, it was just really, like I've realized how the mindset is when it comes to relationship or just kind of like connecting or being flirty or just kind of like creating that vibe is out there. It's very different and it's very forward, and I like that. I prefer that. I feel like the all hidden reading into things is a little bit like, but why are we reading into things?
Yeah, if you like me, tell me, make it clear. We want to know directly. We don't need no games. And they were direct with it. What were you going to say?
I did find like the men were quite respectful because, you know, if they approached you and stuff and, you know, it might be like, oh, you know, I'm not, you know, available. I'm not, you know, talking to anyone at this moment. And I remember one guy was like, took my hand. He was like, I respect that.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember? And that was in Coney Island. And I have never experienced that in the UK.
Yeah.
I have never. Sometimes when you reject a guy in the UK, they will act like they want to scrap you. Like, they get aggressive. So,
you're
do you know
ugly
what I mean?
anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I found that they were very respectful.
It's true.
Like,
it's
every
true.
time. There was never a time where they were weird or funny or felt away or disrespectful. But they were always just like, okay, cool.
They were just there
I
for
accept
like,
that. Like, I respect that.
Yeah.
Also, it's just, firstly, they have big cars out there, you know. I love the big cars. The big cars were saying a lot.
The cars, okay.
Yeah, the roads were big too. But being picked up in a ride, cruising on the M5, on the highway late at night, being picked up from a rooftop, cruising, I'm spilling all the tea. It was, for me, I was like besotted, you know? And more because like we went as a three and we were treated respectfully. It wasn't even about anything happening beyond that, but just somebody caring in that way. They don't really fully know you, but we were like, listen, we're in Queens, come pick us up. We didn't even say that, to be fair, but it's like, what are you saying? What's happening?
So the expectation also like wasn't so much that, I picked you up, you have to do. It's not like that. It just felt like it was almost like I'm just being gentlemanly for being gentlemanly.
I'm being
in
friendly,
many ways, and that's
sweet.
one of those ways. But like in other ways as well, I felt like that was kind of like shown.
I love
the context is that if there was a guy that wanted to date one of the girls, he had to date all three of the girls.
100%.
So that's the situation Malone was just describing.
Being picked up, cruising on the highway, listen to Burna Boy, like the beautiful lights, the New York City lights. I hope you guys are seeing it in your mind. Just everything, us laughing, chilling.
You know what? Put yourself on a guy's perspective. That's not too bad. Got a date with one girl.
It's true.
You get another two for free.
It's a bargain.
It's a bargain.
It's a bargain. Come on.
It's a bargain.
I mean, you're determined.
Yeah.
I mean, not in that way. I mean, like,
exactly.
I'm not in that way. No, but like, you know, like just, you know,
Fun
chat,
vibes.
conversation. You know, we give the deepness. We come with the, you know,
and
the banter.
And he had his boys that we met when we went to the club.
Yeah.
True.
One thing I can say, UK, it's not every day be strict with the rules. If you're going on a night out and it's 3 a.m. and the club closes at 4, let us in. It's never, that's one thing I'm going to say. Like, it's never that deep. We'll give you the ID. Just calm down. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like that's one thing I can say I loved in terms of it doesn't sleep. The city doesn't sleep because when you get to know people, they show you what's happening. Yeah. Because even afterwards, mind you, it was like 5 a.m. in the morning when we finished like the club. Yeah. They're like, where are we going next?
It's true.
Oh, you guys want to eat?
That was just to remind you, that was that night.
Wait, she was sleeping.
I got hoodwinked. I was sleeping. And I woke up.
And they were like,
where are we?
Yeah.
they were like, and we had already finished at the first nightclub. They were like, where are we going? I looked at the Dej, and the Dej was like, guys, I gave you one place.
Yeah, that's when we went. We definitely went.
I was even tired by that time.
You
I'm
did
not gonna
well
lie.
though. You did well.
Yeah.
But it was so funny because someone was walking down the street and they had like a trunk of beverages, like of like just
they
some
were selling like
drinks,
drinks
some alcohol,
I
some-
remember.
They were like, "Oh, do you want some tequila?" Like I've never seen that in my life.
It's true.
So
We
there
saw
was
a lot of business.
things we've
Like,
never seen
people
in the UK.
hustle in America for sure.
Hustle.
Yeah.
And I love that it's appreciated in some ways
Yeah.
too, because
Yeah.
the amount of food trucks you see set up,
It's true.
the amount of things that there are to do and at whatever time. Like literally when he said like where we going next, I was thinking this is beautiful. Do you want to eat? Love
Yeah.
language. I want to eat. Yes. Like you are talking the big talk. This is what we like. We were so spoiled
It's
in that
true.
moment.
It's
Like I
true.
felt so happy because we could have gone to another place if we wanted, but we were wise. We got dropped back. It was so sweet. I even went for a nice little stroll by the riverside, by the bridge.
You did.
You know, a cheeky 1-to-1 little date situation, and I liked it. It was really, it didn't, and that's the thing. Even coming back to the UK, it was nice just to
For what it was.
for what it was, and like we just had a good time, but ultimately it was so respectful, it was so sweet, and I got to see another part of New York as well, but like at early hours of the morning when it's so quiet, and the bridge and the water, it was just
Beautiful.
it was beautiful. So and I'm so glad that I just got to be with you girls and also experience, you know, the girls' time that we had as well.
Yeah, me too.
Any highlights for you girls?
Yeah, I had a question actually, which is kind of like a highlight, because my question was, it could be a highlight, but you know, it was, what do you feel like your future self would value about this trip that we just took? So like in the future, what would your like, and I think it's like, I've got to think about it, even though I'm asking the question. I'll go for highlight first and then I'll come back to answering that question. I think it was spending time with you guys. It really was. And like being just like in joy with you guys. Like it was literally like I was besotted by you. I was besotted by you both. Every morning we woke up, we were getting ready, we were having these deep chats. We felt like we knew the neighborhood. We had like our own little routine. I knew I had to get in the shower first because you guys assumed I'd be last. You know, I'd be, take the longest.
She takes the longest.
I take the quickest.
And I'm in the middle.
I'm really the quickest at times.
Aww.
joking. But it was
so
like
your highlight was
it was just kind of like being able to like spend time with you guys and like explore the city with you guys, like with my sisters, feeling like assured that I'm like, there's some days where I was like, I don't even really have to worry about how I'm gonna get there. These guys have got it. You know.
Wait, let's talk about it.
Navigation.
Back to the systems. Firstly, operating the
metro system.
The metro system. How did you girls find it?
I thought I did wonderfully. I was the queen
amazing.
of queen of navigation.
Yeah,
I got us from A to B every time. I was
did.
on point.
Yeah.
I was on point.
Yeah. You drop the ball sometimes.
Did I drop the ball
sometimes?
I don't recall.
She doesn't recall. We all had our moments for sure.
The Dej did well. She did well. She did. I'll back you on this one.
I did well as well.
You did all right still.
You did cool.
You're good
I
at
did
asking people.
Yes,
You're
you did.
good at asking me.
What are you trying to say, fam?
You were asking. I would have the map. Then you'd be like, "Oh, what's the?"
But if I didn't ask people though, we would have been lost. That's one thing that I will also say. Ask people.
It's your people.
Yeah.
Actually, we were all lost because when we got to when we were trying to get to the pizza place,
Oh, the
Cuts and slices.
I'm not gonna
We
lie.
haven't
Okay,
even
so Cuts and
spoken about
Slices
Cuts
was
and
the
Slices.
best pizza I've ever had in my entire life.
Oxtail pizza.
It was
chicken and waffle pizza.
Oh,
yeah.
The
lobster
oxtail.
pizza.
Yes, it was just like
jerk chicken pizza. Are you getting it?
Pizza's here. They took it to
chicken
beyond.
Alfredo.
I didn't have that one.
Yeah, we had the chicken Alfredo. Yeah. But the best was
I
the
will
oxtail
go back
for
just
me.
to go to Cuts and Slices.
Yeah, me too.
Because
we also.
But I'm not gonna lie. When we came out of the station, I said, "Okay, this is a different space. And
she was showing us the hood.
She was showing us the
projects.
hood. It was the projects for sure.
You were like, "Oh, there's a party. Should we go?" Do you remember?
Do you know what? Do you know what's true? I did say that. But we were walking down here, and
I was like,
Auntie.
no.
Oh my gosh, I forgot her name. This is Auntie Tina.
yeah,
Auntie.
I can't remember her name.
Oh
Not Auntie
man,
Tina.
I wanted to shout her out, but
she
she was like on the train with us, right?
Yeah,
she was giving us the directions, and I said to myself, I really don't want us to have our phones out looking lost in this area. Like, I really don't. When she said, do you want me to take you there? I said,
yes,
God.
please.
Thank God.
Yeah, she knew what she was doing.
She knew, and she really did drop us all the way.
All the way to Cuts and Spices.
That's what I loved, though. It's like you connect with people more when sometimes you just ask for help.
True.
Yeah.
Because, we have our navigation, which is fine, and we would have probably found it eventually. But sometimes if you just ask someone, you get there quicker. You actually do, because then that's what I find. There's certain things that I definitely want to bring back, like having been to New York, just certain energies that I definitely want to carry forward here, because we can
but would that work here? Because you got the British accent. They're like, remember that guy on the last day? Remember when we were in, we had come from Trader Joe's or whatever, and then we were trying to get to, I can't remember where we were trying to get to, and he was like, oh yeah, he was so happy to help us. If we come back to London, being London babes, and we're asking, oh, how do we get...
You should
check.
know.
Have you got City Mapper?
Yeah.
Have you got Google Maps?
They're not even going to look up.
Try it.
They're not going
We
to.
can try it.
But I promise you they'll give you the wrong directions. 100%.
Yeah.
I know multiple people who give wrong directions just to get rid of people.
Yeah.
They do it all the time.
People are wicked. Sorry.
People are wicked.
People are
the wrong directions.
But you can try it.
Yeah,
but even
hope, it's good to be hopeful. It's true.
And also, I think another highlight though was the fact that we made so many friends just by asking certain things. Yeah. But the food recommendations, every single place we went to, most places that we went to were great, because we actually talked to people about what spots they would recommend, and 9 times out of 10.
Shout out to the service in Shirley's, because all the waiting staff there were incredible.
Amazing.
Very funny, lots of banter. We had a moment where she spilled her water that we got on camera. That was so stressful. You got on camera. That was
Shirley's
like, I can't take these girls nowhere.
I know, but do you know what was so funny? Little baby.
What? I should have mentioned. I should have opened my mouth. I should have opened my mouth.
Oh. So we were in Shirley's, So the Shirley's is a nice little restaurant place, which is just
near
off
Brooklyn Museum.
Shirley's Global Soul. I think
yeah. And I can't remember one of the guys. Oh, shout outs to all of them. They were just great. And I remember we were like, I think we're feeling creative. On the spirit.
Mat, there was like
this plain paper thing. And I think it was generally just a plain paper for people to just, put their plates on. But we were creative.
Yeah. I think I was like writing my names on them.
Yeah. So I was just like, he was like, do you want something to draw?
No, I was like, can we have like some colouring
pencils? Colouring pencils. And the guy was like, you want some colouring pencils? He was like,
and the way he made it seem like it was fine at first.
Yeah. He said he made it seem like he's going to bring out serious pencils for us to draw. He brought out this child's play, basically. The things that you give to children to keep them, occupied. It was really children's, but we had a good time. I drew like a tree.
And then he took the mick out of me.
He did. He was like, little baby. It's for the little baby.
Oh, yeah.
We were actually lit that day because we drank alcohol.
We had to down our rum and Coke mix before getting into Brooklyn Museum.
And we did this interview with this one person, and it was just some of the stuff. Sometimes Americans are so wild.
Or was it the
No, it
Louis?
was someone else. It was the other one, the one that said that I look like his sister, and you guys agreed.
And he said, we did agree.
I
I'm
look
sorry.
nothing like this. I don't know what his sister looks like. And he goes, I can see the resemblance.
Yeah, I could.
Really, guys?
And then after the interview, he was like, I'm 150 people. I'm 250 people.
Yeah.
Like different personalities that he has inside him. But he was a very interesting character.
Very interesting.
But I just love that he doubled down. He doubled down on who he was. But like, it was so and I was shaking because I was thinking to myself, this man is making me laugh. But I cannot react. I had to be very poised. But you know what? I I think that's a very British way of taking it, because I think Americans would have just been busting out, what? That's crazy, y'all. What do you mean?
Wait, do you mean, I thought you were talking about from behind the camera, or were you talking to him?
Even from behind or talking too. Like, I feel like we're very poisoned, like just wanting to like get through the questions, not make them feel a bit awkward or whatever. Yeah. But I feel like Americans, they would just outright
improvisation,
say like,
a bit more.
Yeah, they'll outright just say that's crazy or whatever. That's wild. Even though it's not crazy or wild, but it's just that, you know, it's a bit out there, you know.
Yeah, that's what I mean by expressive. They're definitely a little bit more. There's just a vibrant energy, whereas here I would say that we are a bit more reserved.
Yes.
Which is fine either way, but
it's good to travel and see and have that part of you too.
And I like, because I guess that is a part of me, I really gravitate towards that energy because I feel like we were the best versions of ourselves out there. And that's why I also loved seeing, like, we interviewed quite a few people outside the Brooklyn Museum. They were really sweet. And you know what? I would say try going into the gallery tipsy, because it's very interesting.
That was fun.
When you guys tried to... That
Nadej,
poor boy.
What did you do to the boy in the gallery?
In the gallery.
Tell us.
What you guys doing? You said you were also doing it as well.
Tell us.
I was just asking him some questions. We were in the Brooklyn Museum, and there was like the Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz exhibit.
Yeah, it was good.
And I was just asking him some questions. And he said he was really shy, and I was like, oh, I really relate to that. So I was just like being really supportive.
That's not what happened.
Nadej, what's funny is that you were like, I'm shy too, but she got closer to him.
She got so close to this boy. And he was like, backing up to the wall. But the wall was like literally... He got to the wall and there was no backing up.
Yeah.
I had no awareness of this.
But it's so funny because we were a bit lit as well. We were looking at him and we cornered him. And
you guys cornered him for real?
It's like spatial awareness. But he was like, yeah, I'm a bit shy. We got in closer. Oh, how so? Then he said he's into music. We're like,
but the intimacy helps.
Do you think?
He said he performs and all them things.
Yeah. It was hilarious.
But that was
from the outside looking in, it was hilarious. Yeah. I said, let me stand back. So she said, I'm shy. And I saw how close you guys were because I was standing so far back.
And we moved in. It sounds like me especially.
It was all right. But you were connecting, which is good.
We wanted a
Do you guys have a favourite day? Like, what was your favourite day?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, you go first with this one.
So, my favourite day was definitely the day of Prospect Park because, you know, the Juneteenth party, because we did so much on that day.
It's true.
So, like, we started off, I think we went to the New York Film Academy that day.
Yeah, we did.
And then we met the
City Cruise,
that guy who got us on the cruise. We met they had the same name.
Michael.
They had the same name.
Yeah, they did have the same name. Yeah.
And then he was telling about Gowana or whatever, like we should go. And then he was like, no, don't. That's too.
He said, you guys are from UK and you guys are young girls.
Away from the.
Do not go to these places. And we said, thank you for the advice.
Uncle.
Yeah.
And then we went on the boat. That boat rocked. There was one I will never forget. Yo, you don't understand. I've been on boats in my life, and I have never experienced what happened. It was when I tell you, like I was literally trying to find something to grab hold of because we were sliding. Yeah. We were sliding. And I had just come up the stairs.
Oh yeah.
So you know you just come up the stairs. So you're in the middle of nowhere, and then there's benches here and there's benches there. And then I'm like trying to grab her. It was wild.
I was boiling.
But that was such a fun. Really, like, what are you laughing at? What was shaking?
Was she laughing? Let her finish her story. Come on.
Shaking.
The boat. It was wild.
Standing next to me. She said,
I said what?
You said, I'm leaving you. I'm coming. She left me.
I left her.
She left me for her own safety. She
in
was
times
like,
of need.
And the way she left, she was just like, I'm going.
Well, I had no control of my body. It was wild at that point.
Funny, yeah.
So we had this amazing tour of I guess New York, where we saw the Statue of Liberty. We saw the Empire State Building. We saw the Twin Towers. The Three Bridges. And then the guy who did the tour, Michael, was incredible. He was just so funny. He told us all about all the spots to go to. So we did that. Then we went to we did the boat tour, and then after the boat tour, we is when we went to
Times
Joe's
Square.
Pizza. Oh, went to
Yeah.
Times. That was all that
Joe's
same
Pizza,
day. Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
We did
so
a
we went
lot
for
that
Joe's
day.
Pizza. So Joe's Pizza is really cool because like you'll find like celebs there, and they have all the pictures of all the different celebs that have gone there, and it's just like not everyday pizza
dropped
because it's good
yours.
pizza. I did drop my pizza. Yeah. But they were good enough to give me another slice. That was
true.
painful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It dropped literally after paying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It dropped, slapped on the floor. That was so sad.
So much happens
Yeah.
that it becomes all one memory.
Yeah.
So then
But
what
after
happened
Joe
after
Pizza,
that?
we
So
went
then
to-
after Joe's Pizza, we got on the bus to Times Square and we met Auntie Tina. And she was really cool. And then we just kind of explored Times Square a little bit, took those pictures with The Rock.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
That was funny. And then we went to that bar and met Luciani and had that conversation about like what does connection mean to you. So already like we're having a great day. And then we went to Prospect Park in what area is that, like
Flatbush.
Oh,
Flatbush.
Yeah.
In Flatbush for this Juneteenth party.
Yeah.
And then that was probably like a highlight in itself because we met so many
So many good
people.
people.
Like
We did that all in one
All in one
that
day.
actually went over my head. 'cause
I remember we made so many friends. Shout out my friend Karen. We made we were just texting like yesterday. We made so many friends because you had the camera, so you were like taking pictures of people and then having conversations. And it was just so cool. Like they were doing like double dutch and stuff, and it was just a lit day party in celebration of Juneteenth. And even like when it was time to leave the park,
That was
like we
Juneteenth
weren't even.
itself.
That was a day on Juneteenth. Yeah.
Go on, sorry.
And even with trying to leave the park, we couldn't leave the park because like the music was taking us. Like there was like live music in the park. They were playing TLC No Scrubs.
Oh, yeah.
Then we went and got like the Caribbean food. I can't remember the name of the place. That was good. And then our big brother Alex was just like, you need to get out here before it's too late.
It's too late. It's getting dark now.
And he gave us a warning. I'm not going to see you.
Oh yeah,
girls
he was
again.
like, Alex is not going to be available over the weekend.
about
Alex is
third
here.
person.
Alex can be around today,
But he's
Alex
not going to be back.
because we got attached like little sisters.
Alex was like, not really like.
Alex, we're sorry.
He was like,
We love you, but we weren't sure at first. I wasn't sure at first.
I wasn't sure.
Well, look
Sure,
at
we
us,
were
it
very
was-
sure.
yeah.
I loved him from
But he
the
was
beginning.
quite like he was quite shy and reserved. That's what I was gonna say. And he was like he was talking to us, but he wasn't like it was like day and night. By the time he got comfortable.
And by the end of the night, he was playing wingman.
Yes,
people
he was.
asking about us. He's like, "Oh yeah, they're gonna be here. So if you want to
This
see them,
day.
then
He
this
knew
is the
our
day you need
schedule
to
for
see
the
it."
next day.
I was like, I didn't even know we were doing
was.
that.
He was wingmanning you, but not me, boy, because he just hovered.
Oh yeah.
Then he came, It's like, but I loved it. I loved that energy because I think you need a vet, you need a guy around sometimes to be like, no, not that guy, this guy.
Yeah.
But he just stood around whilst this guy's trying to chat to me. He just stood around us and he got involved and he's like, oh, so the question was so random.
Yeah.
And then the guy's thinking,
Who's this man?
like, who's
you?
this man?
What's the connection here? What's the connection?
And it's funny because I didn't even explain it. I just let him think whatever he was thinking. But he just kind of looked over and he just stood near us, watching and listening to the conversation. I was like, okay. Yeah. But I liked it. I didn't mind that.
Yeah.
So that was my favorite day. We did it all on that day.
That is a good day.
That was a good day.
Oh, very good day.
The mute, especially when it got late
music.
night.
Yeah.
It was warm,
Yeah.
late night.
Yeah.
The music.
Yeah.
Music.
Was that the same day you had your moment in the tube station as well when the spirit came over you with the
No,
drums?
I don't think so.
I feel like
I don't think so. I think
I feel like it was.
It might have been.
Because I
was wearing the
wasn't.
orange blazer.
Right, exactly. It was because
I was
I remember her outfit.
I was wearing the
I
orange.
was wearing the pink dress, the multicolored dress that day.
No,
When
but
you
I
got over
But
the
remember,
spirit.
we videoed her,
Oh yeah, you.
and in the video she's wearing. That was
It's
that
true.
day was. Yeah.
There was some drumming.
But that was Juneteenth, you said, right?
And I was
That's
I was taken away by the
Yeah.
drumming. I
The
was
spirit was leading
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
definitely.
I don't know if you want to put that
Wow.
one up, but just
No, I'm happy to. But I was really going with it, and it was just we were all being led
Yeah.
by the
Yeah,
spirit
by-
on the trip,
led by
weren't
spirit,
we?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, just
Yeah.
before we wrap up, what was
Yeah.
your favourite day?
Oh, you go, because I actually can't think right now. Everything you know
I liked
what?
it all as well. I'm not gonna lie.
I loved every single moment of New York, and
Yes.
I will be back.
Come on.
Girls,
Yes.
We might have to figure it out.
I definitely am 100%
But I
agree.
thought that we were maybe saying we were going to Jamaica next because we've not been.
Yeah,
Is that
we're
what
going to
we
do
were
that.
saying?
We're going to do that.
Yeah,
but we're
okay.
also, I mean,
Back
it's
to New
quick
York.
from the States anyways. It's not too far from the States.
That's an idea.
You know,
Yeah.
either way.
I was thinking Miami. I haven't pitched it, but Miami. Welcome to Miami.
Bienvenido a Miami.
Anywhere and everywhere. This is the trio for life.
Yes. I was waiting for the...
My sisters for life.
Yes.
Besoted.
Do you remember our names? I was Santana.
Oh my God.
Soy Santana.
Yeah, we had alter egos.
I was the...
Alter egos.
Was
Was it
Delilah?
Delilah?
Don't take my name.
Oh.
I'm Delilah out on the trip.
You were
And you were
Delilah.
Layla or Kayla or Taylor?
Kayla.
I was Kayla. And I remember I met Kayla. I met a Kayla.
Oh, yeah.
The day when I had a toothache, guys.
She
If
was,
you guys
oh
even
my
know, I
God.
suffered on that first day.
There is so much we haven't spoken about.
I know.
We haven't spoken about how Wheeler was trying to do every motive. Do you remember the time? Yeah. Do you remember the time where she was struggling, bless her, with her toothache, and she still wanted to go to the motive? And I was like, Wheeler, are you sure you're all right? Because you don't look all right. She's like, I've never felt better. I've never felt better.
It's like, she was lying to herself clearly.
Do you see yourself right now?
I was concerned. We were concerned at
She
that.
was, I've never been better.
Yeah. I think that's when I started getting concerned because
No, but these guys promised me twice. These guys.
We don't talk about that.
Twice.
We don't talk about it.
They said we're going to go out next tomorrow. You know when you say to a kid, we're going to go to McDonald's tomorrow?
that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Mila's
Yeah.
like, can we go now, please? And we're
Yeah.
like, no, just wait.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you said that we're going to go yesterday.
Yeah, and I recall someone falling asleep and then we did the...
Yeah. It was you.
It was
It was
Monica.
you. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh,
Oh, my
no,
gosh.
what
How
have
can
I
I
done?
forget? When? You fell asleep. She promised me. She said, at least the dad said, do you know what? I can't lie. I'm really tired. You said, I am 100% coming. They said,
I'm all there looking for motives.
I know.
I talked myself into
She
it.
was about to come with me.
Yeah,
This one was
yeah.
snoring.
I was
you weren't snoring,
sleeping
but you were
away.
Snoozing. You were
Yeah.
snoozing.
Yeah.
I said, yo, we're not going. I knew in that moment, I said, we're not going. I had to just accept that we'll go the next day.
But I'm glad that
But the next day we did go. And I appreciated that.
and I'm glad that we went when we were kind of
refreshed. Actually, we went at the right
if
time.
we went clubbing like every day,
We wouldn't
I
have done all
think-
those things.
No, 100%. We would have been too
The
tired.
energy would have been... You know, when people talk about girls' trips and arguments, we'd been so cranky. No.
It's true.
No, and I
It's
actually
true. No,
agree
it's true.
because you're, you know,
Good to have the balance. You need to refresh and
you might be
Yeah.
drinking, you might be like
Yeah.
super tired, and I do think there would have been a lot more tiffs, 100%.
Yeah.
Because you just get to that point where you're used to each other as well. I
Yeah.
mean, I think just under 2 weeks or whatever, however long we went for was enough.
Yeah.
We didn't need to go for like 2 weeks or more because I think we had a nice taste.
Yeah, yeah. for the
And
week.
now we know what the dynamic is as well. 'Cause,
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, I think it just fitted so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will definitely, we'll have more to come. 100%.
More to come, more
yeah.
trips, more girls
More
trips
trips
to
to
talk
come.
about.
Yeah.
Um,
And yeah, I will definitely recommend if your sisters are saying let's go, take the girls trip out of the WhatsApp group. Go. I even say this to myself because I know my other girls are like, what about our girls trip? And it's true. I will also be coming to those ones as well. Don't worry, I will also be coming.
but what
I have
kind
many
of
trips to be attending.
Yeah. But
I love
don't
you all.
know.
I love you all.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I mean, what I was just gonna say as well, it's more of a silly one. It's not that deep, but like, what kind of people do you feel like you could definitely not go away with? And please, M&Ms, let us know in the comments as well. Any of your holiday horrors or stories.
Oh, always.
Or just like what kind of, like, it doesn't have to be that deep.
I
But
think like just them kind of people that, kind of bring that kind of like negativity, like, oh, why are they wearing that? Just kind of looking at every
Okay, I see
little
what you mean.
detail of
Yeah,
like what
yeah.
you can't just worry about yourself.
Let me breathe.
I enjoy, like,
Yeah.
because I think because what I think we have in common is that we are very led by spirit.
Yeah.
And we're very much like, we don't have to follow like what the rules of like, whether it's even fashion or what everyone's doing.
true,
So we
no,
kind of
it's
just
true.
allow ourselves to be and to
Authentic.
breathe. But I find like in maybe girl groups, they don't do that as much because they're so like, I don't know, like a bit more
about
rules around, like, I don't know, I just hear that a lot with other kind of girls, like, oh, why are they doing that, or why are they wearing, oh, she looks so stupid, like judging, you know, like other people kind of just enjoying themselves, and maybe people would do that to us, and but you know, but that's why we had the girl trip we had, and not the one that you had. No,
drop the mic. But I will say, like, genuinely, it's the cheerleading, and that's what I really get from us. It's like, I'm not saying all girls are like this or all girl groups are like this, but that's what I've found intimidating at times. With, like, people will say, oh, you're a people's person, you're extrovert and stuff, but I'm also very private, and I'm also very, and that's that's where the misconception is, I think, with me, because yes, I'm confident, like, I don't mind talking to new people and making friends, but I'm also very selective with, like, who gets to see a deeper side of, like, I was like, sharing a room, like, I've lived on my own for years, like 10 years, you know, so sharing a room with two people, like, you're not just two people, but even just that closed environment,
you get
a bit anxious because you don't want people to, like, you know, you could even get picked on for just being who you are, and it might not be that deep at first, but then people making this running joke about who you are. Like, I've been in situations that, because I'm quite different in just who I am naturally, or silly, and I'm not always thinking about these things, you know, I feel a bit like, oh, they're really pointing out the fact that I'm different, and that has made me feel uncomfortable. But what I love is that it doesn't feel like that with you guys ever, and we do cheerlead each other, which is so important. So if you're going on trips with people, just really don't think about having to please the crowd or go with the crowd. Also, even if you are with your sisters and people that you naturally get on with, if you're tired, you're tired. If you want to go home, and, you know, there's someone there that
find
can
the balance within
find
the
balance.
Yeah.
You don't all have to just go hard.
It's true, and don't be afraid to be, like, open about how you feel in that moment, and, like, wanting to do what it is that's good for you as well, because you don't know how people would show up and you know, like, actually honor how you're feeling in that space as well, which make you feel like, okay, do you know what? Yeah, actually, this is. Next time we can do it next time, because we didn't do everything that we wanted to, or we set out to do. We didn't do everything, and it didn't feel like, oh, I wish I got to that place, but it didn't feel like that. It felt like we had a good time. Like, we were more like we're more reminiscent on the great times that we had than what we didn't have.
Is it the same for you? Like, what kind of person do you see?
I would say openness, and I've been really lucky with a lot of my trips. Like, I've had a lot of, like, openness and, like, care with, like, the people I've travelled with.
Oh, so you couldn't go away with people that you feel like it has to be this way.
I feel like it's, like, also just open within each other, or just kind of like what we're doing on the day, that type of thing. It might be even me having to be a bit more open about my timing or what I want to do and things like that. Like, it's kind of like having someone that can be easily draw out that balance with each other. That's definitely where I would say, like, will create a good girls trip for sure.
But more girls trips to come. Thank you guys for listening to Mnm Talks.
And you know Deji's gonna be 100%. She's gonna be a reoccurring guest.
I mean,
sister.
She's an OG, so come. Of course, she's gonna come anytime, every time.
Exactly.
On 3, should we say New York?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
New York, Brooklyn, baby.
Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
Thanks for listening to the Everyday People podcast.
Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We have been Mnm Talks.